I got questions.
Mm. Now, is that a direct shot at people not retiring on their retire age, politicians not getting the hell out the way, making way for the young folks?
It's a direct shot at boomers, and everybody knows that there's been a war between boomers and millennials since we've come of age. But we are carrying around the baggage of the people that have come before us, and we are suffering from. It's not like other generations aren't suffering from these same events. It's not like other people aren't having issues because of the recession or because of inflation or student debt and things like that. But statistically, the research is showing that it has most significantly impacted millennials, particularly millennials of color.
Well, that's because this is when we were coming of age as adults.
Yes.
This all happened when we were supposed to be making those steps to get the good job, to buy the house, to find our partner, to get married, to have the kids, to have all that security. I'm sorry, but when the boomers talk about, we bought a house, your house was $100,000. That same house right now is $750,000.
Their house was $50,000, $60,000.
Well, depending on when they bought it, right? Because
Right.
our parents got money later. So the first house they bought, because in that area that they bought it, it was relatively cheap. But the second house they bought cost a little bit more money.
Mm-hmm.
So things progressed up. But let's just say when mom and dad built that house in 2001, what they paid for it, I couldn't get that house right now for that price. If I could, I would. If I could, I would buy that house at that price because I could afford it. But I can't afford whatever it's going for now.
No,
nobody,
most of us can't afford the rent because the wages have stagnated, but the cost of housing has ballooned exponentially.
Not only that, but childcare. I'm talking to some friends of mine that they have kids, they're toddlers, they're childcare, and somebody was like, "Yeah, we pay like about $475 a week." I was like, "Wait a minute, hold up. That's almost $1,800 a month." Like, yeah, around that. I was like, that's a mortgage and a rent payment. I mean, not quite. It's not quite there because rent is too damn high.
The rent is too damn high.
I was like, oh, okay. So one person takes care of the mortgage or the rent, the other person takes care of childcare. Where's the rest of this money coming from?
Where is it coming from? We're all scratching and surviving.
Right.
And I don't say all this to say that we're looking for some sort of sympathy. We've never asked for anybody's sympathy. What we're asking for is a shot.
Right.
What we're asking for is the same chance to get to middle class status or attain this, even though it's a joke, the American dream that the people before us had. We didn't get that same shot. And it would be one thing if we didn't get that shot and y'all recognize that we didn't get it and you had the appropriate empathy. But they don't. And then you want to come out with these articles like this is news. This is not news. This is not news. We are feeling insecure economically in our careers. We are dealing with trauma, both generational, ancestral. If you Black, you got post-slave syndrome. We are dealing with it. We're trying to break generational curses and we're trying to heal. We're trying to go to therapy. But damn that, listen, I need to unwind at the end of the damn day. Okay? I need to unwind at the end of the damn day because we're working the same 40-hour work weeks A lot of us working more than that because we
Who,
gotta
who,
we
yeah,
gotta live.
who works 40 hours? Like, I don't,
Nobody.
nobody works 40 hours.
Right. Nobody. We're working much more than that. You got your full-time job and you got your side hustle. And then you got your passive income.
If you don't have a side hustle, or if you only living off, and there are people out here getting money. There's people in their
Yeah.
salaries, they're getting money.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to the
also,
millennials that's out here getting money.
but also, I know a lot of millennials that are getting money, what would be deemed as getting money. Like, I live in Washington, D.C.
Mhm.
Well, outside of Washington, D.C., but Washington, D.C. I'm 5 miles from Washington, D.C. It is really, really expensive to
Yes.
live here. If you actually live in the city limits and you find a decent place to live, it's probably just been built. You can get yourself maybe a 550 or 600 square foot one bedroom apartment that's going to cost you $27, $28, $2900 a month.
Mhm.
Don't go for a 2 bedroom. That's going to get you close to $4,000
You better have 3 other people living there.
in a 2 bedroom.
2 to a room.
We going back to the dorm rooms in college. It's expensive out here.
Yeah.
And I remember when eggs was like a year ago or 6 months ago was like $17,000 a carton.
Yes. Yes.
They finally got back to regular prices, but yeah, inflation is out there.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Things are more expensive, and the cost of living has gone up, and wages have not gone up, especially not minimum wage. You cannot. There was a time where you could make minimum wage and be able to live.
Mhm.
You cannot make minimum wage right now and live
No.
nowhere.
And you know when that time was? When they first instituted the minimum wage.
Yep.
That's the time when you could make the minimum wage. When they first instituted it.
Yep. But
Yeah.
I mean,
But and
yeah.
it's not just our current predicament.
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/unsolicited perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.